We're up to the MaMaar of Thursday Chayesara, the 20th of Cheshvan, 5744, which in English is late 1983. The MaMaar begins with a verse of this week's Parsha, Avrahams zoken bar bayomim, that Avram became elderly and the bar bayomim was full in his days and his accomplishments, and Hashem blessed him with everything. And the Rebbe discusses, based on a MaMaar that the Rebbe Rashab, the fifth Rebbe of Chabad, said a Hasidic discourse 100 years earlier, in the year 1884, 1883, that what the Medrash anthology explains, that what does it mean, Beirach, what was the blessing, Sheishlite biyitzrei, that Avraham Avinu took control of his inclination. So he asked the question, what's the significance of this blessing? After he was already tested with 10 tests and trials and tribulations, and he went through all, so what is the blessing that he's able to control his evil inclination? So the Rebbe explains further that there is two stages. There's one stage that he has the trials and tribulations, and then there is a stage and a point at which a person has already converted the evil to good. And that is the level of Ishlite B'Yitzrei, that the Eibishter gave him control of his evil, of his inclination. And this is a higher level. This is a level which is higher yet than just waging war, just the stage of middle of the war, of only subduing the evil inclination. So in addition to that, there is also that he has converted it to good. So now we're up to the last paragraph on the first page, that the Rebbe introduces another Hasidic discourse that was also printed at that time, a discourse from the Tzemach Tzedek. The Rebbe says, to understand the Inyan with a greater explanation, so we find it explained in great detail and a very broad way, in the discourse of the Tzemach Tzedek. That our generation merited, and it was printed lacharena. It was printed lately, that he also asks the question over there, what is the praise and the exceptional special significance after he was tested, after Avraham Avinu was tested with 10 trials and tribulations, that he eventually came to the point that the Eibishter, that Almighty made Abraham, Avraham, that he should be in control of his inclination. And since the question, the phrase and the style of the question as it is being asked in the year 1883 is similar to the MaMaar, to its language, to the language style as it is from the Tzemach Tzedek, Hasidic discourse, Yesh Mokem Leimer, so we must say, there is place to say, that the Hasidic discourse from late 1983 is based on the Hasidic discourse from the Tzemach Tzedek 2 generations earlier. The Tzemach Tzedek explains what is the uniqueness that Hashem has accomplished, that Avraham Avinu has reached the point that he took control of his inclination, evil inclination. The Inyan Ashlitu B'Yitzrei, what does it mean, taking control? Inyan is Hapcha Chasheichel and Heira. This means that he takes darkness and converts it into light. That through this he awakens and he draws down. That says there's an awakening and there's a drawing down of a revelation of a higher level. Similar to the mitzvahs which a person is told not, the transgressions that a person is told not to do. So by fulfilling it, by not doing it, so there is a unique quality over the mitzvahs that he is told to do. In simple terms, as it's in today's world, that there is a unique quality in the negative commandments in comparison to the positive commandments. The Mavur Baruch HaBelekut Teira B'Tchila say that it is explained in lengthy detail in Likutei Torah, which is the Hasidic discourses from the Alter Rebbe, Rav Shneur Zalman of the Yadi. As he mentions in the beginning, the mitzvah sesa shorshen b'bchinas vavke d'shem avaya, u'mitzvah leisesa shorshen b'bchinas yudke d'shem avaya. That mitzvah sesa, the sheirish is vavke of shem avaya, and mitzvah leisesa, so their root is yudke d'shem avaya. The says mitzvah says their sheirish is vovke of Shem Havaya, which is the second two letters and the last two letters of Hashem Almighty's name, the four-letter name Yudke Vovke, and mitzvah leisesa and the mitzvah leisesa, which means the mitzvahs of positive commandments. Their roots are in the second two letters of the last two letters of Hashem's name. Mitzvah leisesa and the positive. The negative mitzvah, shorshan, their root is b'bchinas yudke d'shem avaya. Is connected with the first two letters of yudke vavke. Yudke vav. It's the first two letters of the Almighty's name, yudke vavke. Which the first two letters show that it's on a higher level. It's a higher level in attributes. It's a higher level in worlds. It reflects a higher level than the second part. In a person, the difference between Yudke and Vavke is Yudke is the intellect, and Vavke are the emotions and the speech, thought, speech, and deed.
Yudke is always higher than a Vavke?
Yeah, Yudke is always higher. It's on a higher level. In worlds, it is also on a higher level in a sense. Yud and K represent Eilam Atzilus and Eilam Abriya, and Vavke represent Eilam Ayitzira and Eilam Asiya, which are closer to the creation. To the creations in this physical world. So the question is how? And although in this physical world, how does one practically observe a negative commandment is by not doing it, refraining from doing it, which is shoval tase, how is it then appropriate to say that they are higher than something, greater than something which a person does do? A person does it, there's something positive, and there's an action, and there is a impression. So the reason is, the answer is in the contents itself. As it's mentioned in the because the roots of the negative mitzvahs are from a higher level, therefore therefore a person cannot make a proper vessel for the revelation that is accomplished through them. How do we draw down the light? Is dafka in a negative sense that a person does not do it, because no action will be able to accomplish to draw down such a revelation. It is a revelation without vessels, higher than vessels. So if it is a revelation of vessels, so it is within the reach of the creation, so then a person is able to do something because it's within the vessels, it's within the structure of world. So it's within the reach of a person's accomplishments. But if it's something which is higher than vessel, so there is no vessel that can be appropriate for it, so therefore a person cannot do anything. By a positive mitzvah, when he's doing something, he's making a vessel for the revelation. But by a negative inyan, if he will do something, he won't accomplish anything anyway, because there's no vessel that is really a channel to draw it down. This revelation. Why? And that's why it is called shlila, negative. As Chassidus explains, as Alter Rebbe explains it in Likutei Torah in the Parsha B'Chudei, which is the beginning of Likutei Torah with a sequence of Parshas and Chumashim.
How would you read that the negative will be higher than the... It doesn't make any sense. You go deep and back. It doesn't make any sense.
Verkehrt. The union of positive shows that there's chiyuv. Chiyuv shows that it's within the hagbolos, that a person could accomplish something. Chiyuv, an obligation. The same way that we find, for example, in Tfilas. We have it in Tfilas also. I'm just going to give you an example from Tfilas, and then I'll explain what Alter Rebbe says in Likutei Torah, which answers this question. It says in Zayar, and it's in Parsha Vayetze, or Chayisora, Tzemach Tzedek brings it in Chidushim in Masechta Brachas. In the Chidushim Masechta Brachas.